I'd like to give you a little tour of the desert iguana and Chuckwalla enclosure that I built. For anyone that's interested in caring for this species, I think this is a good jumping off point for you to take the ideas of this design and this plan and modify it to your own and find what works best for you. But this is what I've done, and hopefully you'll find it interesting and maybe give you some ideas. The height of the enclosure is 4 feet tall. It is 6 feet wide, and it is 3 feet from front to back. It has about 10 to 12 inches of substrate along the entire interior ground. I have a few select man-made burrows. The temperatures in there, I have the little Sensor Plus sensors in there, throughout the enclosure, and it hovers around 78 degrees in the burrow. Other temperatures from the top right tend to be around 105 to even up to 110 at like certain parts of the day before timers start slowing down the lights. Down below, I think the average is probably around 90, right around over here. And over there, it's about 95 to 98. There are some back corners where I have more burrows. There are burrows underneath the heat source. There are burrows underneath the feeding area. There's burrows everywhere. So pretty much everywhere you look is a cork tube like this, buried with an entrance somewhere. You just can't see it to give them privacy. My basking surface temps are about 125 to 130. It's pretty hot. They don't rest in the beam. They tend to sit right on the outside, but they will sit here for extended periods of time. It's not going to burn them. If I can take it with just putting my hand here for this long, you're fine. The other surrounding rocks also get really warm just from the proximity. There's also a lower watt bulb over here. This is a 39 watt. This is a 53, but it's like the equivalent of like a 75 watt halogen. So over here, the surface temp is considerably lower than over here. So they have multiple basking. Lots of ways to climb throughout the enclosure. The walls are all spray foam and cork bark. I just painted it to kind of, give it a little bit of a look other than spray foam. Lots of cork tubes up top so that they can get good footing. The Chuckwallas, the desert iguanas, they both absolutely go crazy up top. They spend a lot of their time up in the hottest areas, which is up here. And I'd say probably right around here is their most popular spot. This is just a LED light, shining light, but it's really warm up here. Along that back wall, up in the crevices up there, you might actually see a Chuckwalla's tail right there. They really love that little ledge back there. I guess it's like a really nice, snug spot for them to feel secure. It was pretty toasty. But yeah, man, if you're considering desert iguanas or Chuckwallas, I gotta say, like, they're pretty darn neat. They're very active. This is, late part of the day. Lights are about to go out, so they're pretty much tucked in for the night. But I'd say from about 8 a.m., their lights come on at 7. And, let's see. About 8:30 or so, they're totally warmed up and they're all walking around. They're pounding, they'll eat like, 1 or 2 plates of these a day. And there's 2 adult desert iguanas and 1 juvenile. And there's 2 baby Chuckwallas in here. So there's not a lot of animals, but it's a cohabitation enclosure. So you got to take some things into consideration. So one of that being, can they cohabitate like historically? And as it turns out, these 2 can. So you want to give them multiple basking spots, lots of places to hide and feel secure. I think I accomplished that by, like I said, little burrows back there, like right there. Lots of cork bark, lots of ledges along that back wall for the Chuckwallas to squeeze into. Lighting, everything's on timers, but I have Arcadia LED, the Jungle Dawns throughout, and I have these little grow lights from Home Depot. They're pretty good. It's just red, white, and blue. No big deal. And then these 2 little, like, practically 0 watt LEDs just to put light, down below. They like it a nice, super bright and hot enclosure. I think a lot of people say desert iguanas like it really hot, and while it's not a matter of just that they can tolerate it, but it seems to be the case that they actually enjoy it, because I don't often find them in their burrows or tucked away in the cool spots where I have these sensors. I've probably got 20 sensors in here if I'm not mistaken, so there is such a wide range, but they're almost always out when it's hot until it's time to go to bed. So a great species, a lot of fun to work with, tons of activity. They just don't sit still. They're always foraging, always eating, burning off energy. So you got to feed them. Sorry about the fingers in the way, but sometimes you got to feed them twice a day just because they have such a high metabolism. I don't know about growth rate yet. I've only had mine, like 3 or 4 months. But so far I can say that it's a lot of fun, and I hope other people get into the species. If you do, I got the desert iguanas from, where the hell was that? Well, Morph Market. Go on morphmarket.com and you'll find some. I can't remember the guy that I got them from. Chuckwalla's also came from Morph Market. So if you're looking for, one of those species, they're not often on there, but if they are, that's where you're going to find them, is on Morph Market. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the long-winded take around of the enclosure. Let me know what you think in the comments.